I used to think strength was loud, big presence, big words, big confidence. I thought being a man meant being intense, unstoppable, healed. But the more I watched life, the more I realized something uncomfortable. Most men aren't weak, they're undisciplined. And undisciplined strength doesn't build, it destroys. Strength without discipline is chaos. It's energy with no direction, power with no control, potential that never becomes reality. It looks impressive at first, but it never lasts. A man can be strong in the gym and still be weak in life. He can talk about ambition and still avoid responsibility. He can say he wants a future, but live like tomorrow doesn't exist. That's not masculinity. That's immaturity disguised as confidence. Here's the truth no one wants to say out aloud. The world doesn't need more strong men. It needs disciplined men. Men who can control themselves before trying to control anything else. Because one day, and this day comes fast, life stops being about you. One day, someone will choose you as the man she builds her life with, and she won't choose your words, she'll choose your habits. She won't just trust your dreams, she'll trust your discipline. One day, children will call you dad, not because you're ready, but because you feel prepared. Not because you feel prepared, but because life decided it was time. And in that moment, raw strength won't matter, your discipline will. Because kids don't need a powerful father, they need a present one. They don't need a man who talks about potential, they need a man who shows consistency. They don't need intensity, they need stability. Strength without discipline creates men who promise a lot and deliver very little. Men who start things but never finish. Men who burn bright in the youth and fade into regret. Discipline is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need validation. It shows up when motivation disappears. Discipline is choosing to train when you're tired, to to work when you're bored, to stay focused when distractions are everywhere. Discipline is what separates a boy with energy from a man with direction. A disciplined man understands something early. Life doesn't reward emotion, it rewards consistency. It doesn't care about how bad you want it. It cares how often you show up. Most men don't fail because they're unlucky. They fail because they're uncontrolled. They eat what they want, sleep when they feel like it, spend time without intention, react instead of respond, and then they wonder why life feels chaotic. Chaos isn't bad luck. It's undisciplined behavior stacking up over time. Think about your future wife, not the fantasy, the real woman, the one who will see you tired, stressed, under pressure. She doesn't need a man who's aggressive. She need a man who's regulated. She doesn't need someone intense. She needs someone reliable. A disciplined man gives peace, and peace is the highest form of masculinity. Think about your future children. They will learn who they are by watching how you live. They won't remember your speeches, they'll remember your habits. They won't hear your advice, they'll copy your discipline or the lack of it. And if you can't discipline yourself, how will you guide them? This is why discipline isn't optional, it's a responsibility, it's legacy, it's bloodline work. A man who lacks discipline doesn't just ruin his own life, he passes chaos forward. He creates sons who feel lost, daughters who seek safety elsewhere, generations affected by one man's lack of control. That's heavy, but it's real. Discipline is love in action. Love for your future family, love for your unborn children, love for the man you're becoming. Real masculinity is restraint. It's saying no when it's easier to say yes. It's choosing long term respect over short term pleasure. It's sacrificing comfort for stability. Anyone can be strong for a moment. Few can be disciplined for decades. And that's the difference. A disciplined man builds a life he doesn't need to escape from. And he doesn't chase pleasure to feel alive. He creates purpose to stay grounded. He doesn't need chaos to feel powerful. He finds power in control. So, if you're young, listen carefully. This is the phase where habits are formed, where discipline is either built or chaos is planted. What you tolerate now becomes your future reality. Train your body not for attention but for longevity. Train your mind not for ego but for clarity. Train your discipline not for today but for generations. Because one day strength alone will fail you, but discipline will carry you when motivation is gone, when life is heavy, and when people depend on you. Strength without discipline is chaos, but discipline with strength, that builds men who protect, provide, and endure. And that is the kind of man worth becoming. So do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.